Hello, everybody, and welcome to an evening of reading sprints with the amazing, lovely Charr from Thoroughly Enjoyed Books.
Hi.
If you haven't seen her channel yet, I definitely recommend you do so. She's opened my eyes to a lot of things. For one, I now read poetry, which I never thought I would ever do, but now I've started reading. But Shah, if you would like to just tell everyone a little bit about you and because we have very different reading tastes. So
I've never had to introduce myself properly on a reading before. Like Cass already said, I read a lot of poetry, a lot of LGBTQ literature, and I'm currently making my way through the Women's Prize shortlist. So during these sprints, I'm reading The Island of Missing Trees by Elif Shafak, which is glary because I got it out of the library, as I did with all of the shortlist. So yeah, I think I read quite varied as well. I try and make sure that no two books that I read, one after the other, are the same. And always try to make sure that I'm learning something from what I read as well.
yeah, whereas I'm very much I pick up a book. Does it have assassins, pirates, dark fantasy, magic? Yes, I'm good. If it doesn't, I tend to be a bit more reluctant. However, on today's sprints, I am reading Loveless by Alice Oseman. And if you're not aware of what it's about, it's following Georgia, who is going to uni, and it's got her expectations of uni, but also she's struggling because she's never had sex and never been kissed, and everyone else has. And so she's starting to think that there is something actually wrong with her. And I know from what people have said, it's looking at aromantic asexual, which is something that I've queried in the past. So I'm only this far in, but I am realizing that I share a lot of feelings and thoughts as she does. So it's going to be a very interesting read.
Have you read any other Alice Oseman?
I have read up to the 5th, 7th, I'm not sure, chapter on webtoons. I owned the first of Heartstopper, I should say, clarify. I had the first Heartstopper book and then I sold it, but now I'm rereading it and catching up. And I've watched the adaptation, which was incredible and made me cry and made me wish that there was a show like that when I was young, because it would have answered so many questions.
I've not read or watched Heartstopper, and I feel like I'm missing out, but also it's the cursed book for me. I'm just really... My friend Lisa tried to send me a copy for my birthday a few years ago, and the copy just never got to me. It said it had been delivered. But nobody in my block of flats had it. She'd sent me a couple of books, actually. Never ever got them. So I then got it out of the library, and the copy I got was French.
Wow.
I was like, I'm just destined to this book.
Wow, that's...
The webcomics are online, so you can technically read them for free, but I don't know, it just feels like cheating.
No, I've been reading them, and it's Alice herself that uploads them, so it's not like, some manga and things, it's people copy them and like take them, whereas with webtoons it's actually like the author themselves, they are the only ones that are allowed to upload. But yeah, that's what I've been doing, is just reading them on there, and they've been really good. Like, covers much.
Is it clear which, like, where each book would end on it, or does it just read as one long thing?
It's not super clear. I've kind of had to guess. I think she has now started breaking it up into like seasons on there. So one is what covers the first book, and when I was reading it, I did notice that it did match up.
Okay.
So I think they have tried to be a bit clearer with it, but it's not always so easy.
Yeah, because I think if I read them on the web series, I'd want to still record that I'd read them on like Storygraph or something.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that's what I've been doing, is like just noting them where I can. But I can see we have Val from Literary right, I say it papier because I think of it as the French. Am I saying that right, Val, or am I
I
saying it?
feel happy, eh?
Yeah, but like it could also be papier. I don't. But is it literary papier, or am I getting it wrong? So if you could just let me know, that would be grand. Reading Red, White, and Royal Blue or Credence, not sure. I know Val is doing a Casey McQuiston reading thing at the moment, so she's going to read all three. So One Last Start, Red, White, and Royal Blue, and I Kissed Shahara Wheeler. And the only one that I've not read of those is the Shara Wheeler one.
I've just reserved them both on ebook from my library.
Ooh.
Because there's a shorter wait time. I think I went to request the book of Red, White, and Royal Blue, and it was on hold until like December.
Wow.
Yes, I was like, and the ebook is a wait until I think August, and Shara Wheeler is on there as well, and again that's on hold till August again. But I like it when you borrow like audiobooks or ebooks, you know exactly when you're getting it back.
Yeah.
Like it becomes automatically available on that day. So as soon as I get them both, I will be sitting down and reading them. But I've read One Last Stop. I
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
I loved it. I read it in one sitting.
I listened to the audiobook, I think.
My friend's doing that at the minute, and I keep getting random messages like, "What is Sue? Who is Sue?" And I'm like, "What's going on with Jane?" And it's brilliant. She like keeps throwing all these theories, and I'm just like, "I'm not going to tell you." But that was actually my first like proper sapphic fiction that I ever read, so I was like, "Oh, this has just opened a new genre for me." Right, so I think it's about time to get and do. So, anyone joining us in the chat, if you haven't already, if you can let us know what you're going to be reading. And I have discovered a super, super cute timer. It's a little cat one. And so I've customized it to make a really cute little cat. And it should meow at us when it's done.
Oh, cool. It's not one of those that sound like they're being traumatized, though, does it?
We will find out. I think it just goes like meow, meow.
I used to have my ringtone at work set to a cat sound, but everyone thought it sounded like the cat was being hurt. So I had to get it changed.
So it's supposed to be German, but the pronunciation is really similar. Ah, that's cool. And we have support for the cat timer. Cool. So I was thinking for the first sprint, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Just to get us going. Then maybe I'm sort of thinking about going till about 9ish tonight. But if at any point you need to head off, just let me know.
No, 9's probably the latest I can do. I've got a wedding to go to tomorrow.
Oh, lovely. You got everything all prepped and
my dress hasn't even arrived.
so you're kind of like hoping and praying it gets here tomorrow.
Yeah, I forgot there was a bank holiday, so I wouldn't get anything delivered this week.
Oops. Right. Kitty cat. Right, that should now be showing. Yes, it is. Okay, so yeah, if you're just joining us, let us know in the chat what you're planning on reading, and we're going to go for a 30-minute sprint with our cute little kitty that we're hoping and praying is not going to sound like it's in distress at the end. Then Val, I'm at work, so everything works for me. Awesome. Cool. So 30 minutes starts now. Happy reading, everyone. Okay, that was cute. Shah, I think you were muted there.
I was saying that did not sound like a happy cat.
My cat was like on the sofa next to me and that meowed, and she's now like, where is it?
Oh, hello.
I'll say my cat. She's actually my uncle's cat, but I borrow her.
What's her name?
Ginty.
Oh, hello, Ginty.
You're going to hate me for this, aren't you? Say hello.
Hello. Oh, that's
that was not elegant. Yeah, she's always been quite a nervous cat, but apparently since I've been here, she's kind of come out of her shell a little bit.
Aww.
So yes, let us know in the comments. Those that I've seen a couple of people have joined in that sprint, so let us know how you got on. I have cat fur in my mouth now. Thank you. So we've got, I'm going to read Into the Sublime on this one. And then just found your channel and saw that you're doing sprints, so I thought I would join. So welcome. Thank you very much for joining. And then reading Vengeful currently. I read that at the start of this year, so let me know what you think about it. If I'm right, is that the Schwab Vengeful? If so, then that is the book that I read. Also, I apologise if when I'm talking there's other noises going on. But I'm not touching or doing anything, but it sounds like there's a bit of feedback or something coming through.
You sound okay to me.
Oh, it might just be on my end then, being a bit weird. And then, hello, Sarah. Joined during the sprint and read the first chapter of Red Rising. That is one that is on my TBR for this year at some point. I need to get to that.
I've got that on my TBR and have done for about 10 years.
Oh, I'm doing a project this year where I'm reading some of my closest friends' all-time favourite books. And that is one, I'm not going to say who, but that is one that was picked for me. So I do need to get on and read that. How did you get on in that sprint?
2014, 8 years I've had it because I've had it since it came out.
Oh, wow.
I read about 20 pages. I would have read more, but I forgot what chapter I got up to, so I ended up rereading a chapter again. And then I re-uploaded my YouTube video. So I got that all sorted.
Oh, that's cool. I managed, I think, 30, 40 pages, and then my head started to go a bit funky. So, like for anyone tuning in who doesn't know, I do suffer with migraines, and I've had a 2-day long one that I've managed to get under control, but my head's going a bit weird again. So I've just taken some painkillers, and in the next sprint, I'll go and get a couple of drinks, and then I'll be all right. But Millie says that, yes, that is the Vengeful that I thought it was, and she's loving it. That's really cool. I thought, for me personally, I preferred the first book. I thought they brought too many new characters into the second book, and they tried to add too many plot lines, and I just lost interest. But there is a third book that's been announced, so I'm excited for that.
I've not read any Schwab. I know. I have like 4 of her books upstairs. I've just never read them.
We've got to change that, because I've got to send you some Dark Shades candles, and then you've got to read it.
I do have. I think I have all 3. I have the whole trilogy.
Well, if you want to buddy read them, I desperately want to reread them. So at any point, if you want to read them, let me know.
And maybe can get to them in July.
Because it's got my absolute all-time favorite character ever in that series. So Lydia, hello. I'm reading my very first Nicholas Sparks romance, and it's pretty good. Read 42 pages during that sprint. I've never read any of his work. Have you?
Yeah, I read quite a few. It's quite amusing actually, because I haven't read any of these books for about 10 years. And And then I was talking to a friend earlier about him because we were talking about how romance is like looked down upon, particularly by men and male authors. But as soon as a man writes it, it's not romance and it's not happy. It doesn't have a happy ending. I don't think Nicholas Sparks knows how to write a happy ending.
I've only ever, I think I read, no, I've watched like The Last Note, I think it was, the Miley Cyrus.
Yeah, that's one of my favourite ones.
I watched that. I broke down and I was like, I'm never doing that again.
Yeah, a lot of them were made into films in like the 2010s or the 2000s or the 2010s. The Last Song, The Notebook, A Walk to Remember, Dear John, they're all Nicholas Sparks books. And I've seen and loved all of them and read all of them. So when I was like 15, 16, I was obsessed with Nicholas Sparks books. But which one are you reading, Lydia?
Then read a couple of pages of A Wild Sheep Chase by Murakami. It's not one I've heard of.
No, I've not heard of that one.
I'll have to look into it. How are you finding that? And then we've got Sarah Schwab is one of my favourite authors ever. I am inclined to agree. I've read the Our Dark Duet duology, so Our Dark Duet, and I can't remember the second book. I've read the Villains series, so that's Vengeful and Vicious, other way around, Vicious and Vengeful. And then I've read Dark Shades of Magic and Addie LaRue, and they're all so different to each other. And that's what I love about her books, is every single series and every single book has a completely different vibe to it. And I haven't gotten around to Gallant yet, but I am hoping to get it soon.
I feel like this is a personal fallout. Like, Charr, read some Schwab.
Yes, do it. Join us. Lydia, yes, exactly. Contemporary romance is my jam, and it's fascinating to read something that so many people say is like archetypal. I struggle with words. When it doesn't actually conform to current genre conventions. Oh, I do know this one. She's reading A Walk to Remember. I watched the film, and I think that's the Shane West and Mandy Moore film.
Yeah, it is. Oh.
I tortured myself when I was about 19, 20 with that film. Never again.
Yeah, I was in my first relationship with someone who was really religious, and I remember watching it and was arguing afterwards about it because of the religion in it.
I don't remember it well enough to remember that. I just remember
I don't remember specifics. I just remember the argument. I'd love to know what you think afterwards, Lydia, because that book, I don't want to spoil it, but it's Nicholas Sparks, so it's painful.
But it's also beautiful. If the book's the same as the film, it's painful but beautiful. And then we've got someone with my absolute favourite name in the whole wide world, like Eleonora. I love that name. It's one of my all-time favourite names. So welcome. I've missed out most of that sprint because of dinner, unfortunately. Well, we are planning on going for at least another hour and a half. So unless my brain gives out on me, which we'll see. I'm not going to read in the next sprint. I think I've got The Boys season 3 that came out today, so I'm going to sit and watch that for a bit, I think.
Yeah, I
might have an ice cream. But yeah, so hopefully you can join in on the next one, which will be starting in about 10 seconds. I'll be getting the alarm, the little kitty telling us. I thought it was pretty cool to have a 10-minute break and actually set a timer for the break. See? My cat's now freaking out again.
Mine are nowhere to be seen.
No. did Daisy enjoy her venture out, or do you think it was she's done it and probably won't want to do it again for any time soon?
So she was really cautious at first, and then she heard a neighbour's gate shut, and she ran back inside. She was terrified. Then she went right back out, and she was fine. She was out there for about half an hour.
Oh.
So.
Right, okay, guys. So we're going to go for, I think, I'm just going to stick to 30-minute sprints for this one. I might do longer sprints tomorrow or something if I'm feeling better. But yeah, we'll do another 30-minute sprint. If you are just joining us, let us know what you're going to be reading, and we'll see you in 30 minutes. Happy reading.
We can't see the timer.
That's really weird. Okay, bear with me then, guys. I will remove and then add. There we go. kind of wish that was a little bit like, rather than just one single loud meow, was like a nice little like meow 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 or something.
Yeah, I like the little trill, like the little trilling noises they make. Mine just both
Yeah,
sat next to me.
like the little like. Aww.
Yeah.
I love it when my cat like yells at birds and she's like. You always know when the birds are up because you just hear. It's like, oh, hey, we're getting looked up by the birds again. Right, so where were we there? So reading Travellers Along the Way. Everyone's reading books I've not heard of. It's awesome. It's nice to see variety.
Yeah, I don't know whether these are like really popular books that I just haven't heard of, or like because I'm so out of the loop, or if they are just like wild cards anyway.
Yeah, I think mine's about the most sort of not common, hyped book that I've seen. Like, especially this time of year, everyone recommends it for Pride Month.
I've not made a Pride Month TBR.
I've got 3 TBRs going on. I've got a Pride Month. I've got Yalk, because I own about 8 books from authors that are going. And then on TikTok, I follow an author, Nicola Ormerod, and she's doing like it's called TBR Takeover, and this site you can still join. So anyone that's watching, if you haven't heard and you are on TikTok, if you go on to tbrtakeover.com, and basically for the month of June, there's like I think 50 indie authors have just like you can just get a copy of their book for free. And there's like 70 books available or something, and you can just have as many as you want. And then in return, they just ask you to do a review on whatever platform you use. And I just thought that'd be a fantastic way to like introduce myself to some new indie authors. So I've gone from saying that I wasn't going to have any TBR in June and just mood read to having 3 TBRs and going, oh crap, I'm not going to be able to do all of this.
I've just got the 3 women's prize books left to read, or 2.5 because I'm halfway through one, and then I've got the book club books for this month.
Yeah.
And I've got a holiday in the middle of that. I'm going on holiday in 2 weeks, which I'd completely forgotten about when I made my TBR.
Where are you heading off to?
Tenerife.
Oh, wow. Nice.
My best friend's Nana owns a villa out there, a holiday villa. So we've only had to pay for the flights. So it's a nice,
wow.
cheap trip.
Yeah, I forgot about book club books, because obviously I've got the book club that you've got me into, the Leicester book club. We've got Homegoing for that. And then I am also in Books with Ali? Can't remember her actual YouTube channel now. Chaotically Ali, I think it is actually. She's got a book club that deals with chronic illness.
Okay.
And it's like called the Chronically Ill Book Club, and it's Full Disclosure by Cameron Garrett this month, which deals with the topic of AIDS and HIV.
I really want to read that book. I've had that on like my wish list since it came out. It sounds fantastic.
I think I got it in a book box. Like I had a subscription to Chocolate and a Book for a little while, and I think I had it in that one, and that was 2 years ago, so I need to get on. Right, so we've also got Lydia going to make dinner. Did you make dinner, and what did you have? Was it yummy? I had a coffee in that sprint, and that with the painkillers, my head seems to be doing okay. Because yes, my brain is weird, and caffeine helps me when I have migraines.
I need to go and get a coffee after when we start the next one, I think.
Yeah, don't blame you.
I felt like me.
Oh, we have another BookTok popular book. Another book that I've actually heard of this time. So Sarah's just joined and is reading Jade City. I've heard a lot of people have loved that book, like Clumsy Charlotte, who I invited on the sprint, but she was busy this evening. She read it, and at first she was like, "Oh, I don't see what the hype's about." And then we were watching her like doing sprints, and she got to about the halfway point in the book, and I looked at the screen and I could just see her sitting there crying, and she was like, "I get the hype now." So I'm now very intrigued to read that. I know nothing about it, just it seems to make everyone cry at about the halfway point. We have another Sarah, read 2 chapters of Red Rising. So how are you finding that so far? Which book was that? Oh, Travellers Along the Way is a YA retelling of Robin Hood. I'm going to have to add that to my list because I have a little, on my blog, I have a project where I'm looking at retellings and I'm trying to compile as many and read as many retellings as I can. So I might have to add that. Millie read 30 pages of Vengeful. Awesome. And Vanessa, hello everyone. Hello, good evening or good morning or whatever time it is. How are you finding your book at the minute then, Charr?
It's really good. I read 30 pages that time. And I'm over halfway now. Am I? How long is this book? No, I'm not. I'm just about halfway. I want to try and get it finished tonight if I can, which means I've got about 130 pages left, 140 pages. So
I reckon you can do it.
I could. But I'll just read as much as I can.
I only read 10 pages in that sprint, but I was just like catching up on The Boys and watching that. And I'm not going to obviously give anything away, but I'm just like Homelander in this season. I cannot wait to see what's going on there.
I'm really scared. So I don't watch a lot of TV at all, but then obviously the 2 main things I've been watching in the last few years is Stranger Things and The Boys.
Yeah.
And the fact that they came out a week apart, I'm like, I don't know what to do with myself.
And then there's Umbrella Academy next week as well.
I've not watched that one.
See, for me, like my main shows are Umbrella Academy, The Boys, Outlander, Stranger Things, and Grey's Anatomy. They're like my top 5. So Grey's I can kind of give or take, but the others I'm just like anxiously awaiting. And I rewatched Umbrella Academy last week, so I'm ready for that. I finished rewatching The Boys last night, so I'm ready for that. And I binged Stranger Things on the day it came out because I was off work. And I didn't really enjoy it very much. But
I think it benefits from not being binge watched. I usually do binge watch. I usually take the day off work, but I get really bad holiday allowance in my current job. So I didn't this year. And I was watching, I think I watched 2 episodes on the Friday, 3 episodes on the Friday, 3 episodes on the Saturday, and then I watched the last episode on the Sunday.
Yeah.
And I think it really benefited from that because I can see how if I'd watched it all in one go, I probably would have loved it all of it. But I loved it. I thought it was better than season 3 by a mile.
I thought it was better than season 3, but then there were just a lot of the storylines. And don't worry, guys, we're not going into any spoilers at all. But it's just I felt certain storylines didn't need to be dragged out quite so much, and I was just getting a bit bored. But and the 11 at the start of the series, 11's storyline was extraordinarily triggering for me. Oh, yes, Mr. Cat, we're listening. Yeah, that was so triggering for me. Like I was having full on shaking like almost anxiety attacks watching it. So I was just like, I need to, but I'm going to rewatch it with my uncle. He's currently catching up with season 3. So he normally comes downstairs and spends like between 4 and 6 every evening. He comes down, spends a couple of hours with me, as his dinner. We watch TV. So at least then I know I'll be spreading it out over a week or so. So,
are you looking forward to the last 2 episodes?
I'm looking forward to it for one thing, which I will WhatsApp you rather than say on here. There is like one main thing that I'm excited for, but for the most part, I'm just like,
I think I know what it is. Is it the painting?
No. I'm extraordinarily character driven.
Mm-hmm.
That is the one thing I have realized with books and TV. I have to love the characters. And yeah, I will message you what I'm extremely excited. And I just want to get, and I spent most of this season, I think I was getting so angsty because I just wanted it to happen. But anyway, gonna do another 30-minute.
Yeah.
And then probably the last one we'll do like a 20-minute to take it to 9 o'clock or something, but we'll see where we get going.
Yeah.
But I think next time, as much as the kitty is cute, I think next time we'll do a different timer as well. I've asked Val, she does like one that looks like Studio Ghibli, and it's so beautiful to watch. So I've asked her for the link, and hopefully I'll get that this evening. Right, 30 minutes going to start now. Happy reading, everybody. Every time that goes off, I giggle.
Daisy just jumped a mile from the other side of the room.
Oh.
I've got this one just here.
No, yo. I did notice one of them jump up.
I think Daisy was walking along the back.
Very cute.
This book is so good. It's so good.
Yeah, you did kind of look at the end there. I checked the time as I got to the end of my page, and I was like, right, okay, I'm not going to finish this chapter. And I looked at you, and you were just like so absorbed. I was like, I almost feel like just rolling over.
Yeah, I'm so happy that I'm enjoying reading again.
That's really good.
Because it's been a long time. It's been a whole year.
Wow.
Yeah, since I moved back to Cumbria, I really struggled reading. And the last month or so, I've just got back into it so much.
I've kind of I started to really take YouTube seriously December last year when I did like my bullet journal setup, and then I noticed that I was getting more regular views, and I did all like the December videos and all of that, and then obviously January happened, and I then I was enjoying the books, but I was reading to escape the reality of what was going on. And then last month, the depression really hit hard, and I couldn't escape into books anymore. It was too bad. So in the entirety of May, I started 8 books, I think it was in the end, and I finished 0. And I just couldn't bring myself to read because it was just like, while I was reading, my mind was drifting. But for some reason, this month already, like I'm really enjoying this, and my brain's doing my usual. Like, as you know, I have ADHD, and I have it quite severely. And I know so many people with ADHD who can't read because they can't focus enough on it. For me, reading is the only time I ever get my brain to go quiet. Like, it's the only time in my life where my brain actually settles down is when I'm reading. And obviously last month it wasn't. But yeah, I'm reading this and I can feel I'm like zoning into the book, and I'm just so absorbed by it, and I'm really enjoying it.
Good.
It's like, I don't know, did you say you have read this one?
No, I haven't.
Well, there's a character called Jason in it, and he is just giving me golden retriever vibes, like golden retriever best friend vibes, and I love him. And then the main character, Georgia, like I've highlighted a few quotes and a few feelings that she has. Like, she's saying that she loves the idea of love, and she loves the idea of being romanticized and having a relationship, but then the actual thought of kissing someone or having sex with someone physically disgusts her. And I'm like, oh God, I have felt that so many times, where it's like, even when I'm in a relationship, my partner will go to kiss me and I'm just like, no, just like, don't come near me. I don't want it, but I want the love, and I want to do it. So I'm definitely feeling this book quite closely.
I know it's not the same as asexuality, but my commitment issues, I found, are so suited to long distance. Or not even my commitment issues, my fear of getting hurt.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. I'm like, right, and I can be independent and I can do my own thing, and I feel like I'm still my own person. But I have somebody who every now and then I'll see and can dote on me for a weekend, and then I can go back to having my life the way I want to control it.
I kind of want to do that. Like, I would love to be in a relationship with someone in Scotland, because obviously that's where I'm heading to next year anyway. But it would just be nice to have a long, and I think I would prefer a long distance. As you said, it's that feeling of, I lived in a house for 4.5 years with my partner, and my favourite part of living with him were the months where he was away working with his parents and I'd get the week to myself. And it was like, because during the week, it was my house. I could do what I wanted and I had my own little routines. When he was there, I was like, you're disrupting everything. But I still loved him and I loved the relationship and all of that. It was just, I didn't want the person there. But it was quite nice. Eventually, we turned to the spare bedrooms. One became my office and art room, and one became his art room. Yeah. That worked really well then, because we both felt we needed time. So it was kind of like the only time we were really together was down in the living room or at night where we shared the bed. But no, the one thing that I do like now about being single again is it's nice to not have someone snoring in the bed next to me. And it's nice to just have my own routines and know that if I want to go to bed at 3 a.m, I'm not disturbing anyone, kind of thing. And if I want to make a cup of tea at 2 o'clock in the morning, I can do that. If I want to cook a roast dinner at 4 o'clock in the morning, I can do that. Like, whereas before it would have been like, what are you doing?
Sorry. I'm just laughing at the cats. So I don't know what happened, but Daisy started going absolutely crazy at the blanket, and I realised that Esty had got, because my blanket is drying, it's been in the wash, and I put it over the back of the armchair, and Esty had climbed up the back of the armchair under the blanket. Daisy had seen her, started attacking her, and then Esty had just moved around underneath the blanket, and Daisy didn't have a clue what was going on, so she was going mad attacking it. And then Esty just poked her head out as if to say hello, and then Daisy stopped and they started hugging.
Oh,
it was
horrible.
A very amusing few minutes or few seconds. It was very quick.
All right, let's check the comments. So we've got Ali Cat. Hello, I just found this. Welcome. I'll be working on homework and reading this book called Time is a Mother by Ocean Vuong. I had a teacher with that surname, Mr. Vuong.
I heard a lot about Ocean Vuong. I'd like to read something of their work.
Not an author I've heard of, but I will look it up in the next sprint.
They're a poet. So they've got, I think, 2 poetry collections and a novel. I'm not sure if Time is a Mother is the novel poetry collection, but I've heard fantastic things about them.
Ooh, I'll have to check that out. And then Ali promptly got distracted waiting for their Kindle to charge. Yeah, I know that feeling. And then we've got 49 pages in that sprint. Going to finish this book today for sure. That's pretty awesome. And then Ali, that's cool. I think that was the teacher thing where I said about the teacher. And then, yeah, that one, it has poetry collections in it. So that sounds like right up your street, sort of a novel with poetry collections.
I will definitely be doing some more poetry reading soon. It's kind of taken a bit of a backseat, even though I planned on reading a poetry collection every week of the year.
Yeah,
I failed miserably at that. Miserably.
If you WhatsApp me your address, if you're happy to do so, I've got an ARC that I was sent by HarperCollins that I didn't realise was in verse. But I've realised I probably am not going to read it. So it's a sapphic, like, friends to lovers romance written in verse. Yeah, I had a feeling. So if you'd like it, send me your address. I'll send it over.
Awesome. I will definitely take that off your hands.
I have coffee and my kid is off to her grandparents for a sleepover. Huzzah. Ooh, lovely. So nice, quiet, calm evening, which inevitably means something somewhere is going to go wrong, or at least in my experience. It's like, yes, I'm going to plan this. And then it's like,
stop fighting.
Siblings, what can you do?
Yeah, but they're actually fighting, not play fighting.
Oh.
Are you taking it too far, Resty?
Right, okay. If we do a final half hour, that's 9:15. Is that good for you, or do you want to just do yeah?
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Cool. I know the cat hasn't yet spoken, but I think it's about to. So I no, I'm going to have all the time to read. I'm sure you will. It's just like that's how my luck goes. Is if it can go wrong, it will go wrong. But I am wishing you all the good luck and all the good vibes, and you're going to get all the reading. Yes, cat, we're going. So yeah, we're going to do one final sprint. So this is the last sprint, and then we'll have like a little bit of a chat and then say goodbye. And then if I'm feeling better tomorrow, I might do some impromptu sprints. So if you haven't yet, if you subscribe to the channel, and then, you know, I'll let you know tomorrow if I am going to go online. But yeah, we're going to do final 30 minutes now, which will take us to 15:15. So happy reading, and see you all in 30 minutes. And I will put the timer on the screen this time. love that cat. Okay, everybody, how did we get on? I just realised that I didn't put the banner up to say that that was the last sprint. So I know Charr has to head off, but let me know in the chat for anyone that's watching. Just let me know yes or no if you would like me to do an extra, like one last final sprint. I think my brain started to wake up again, and the book started to get really good. So I'm probably going to carry on reading anyway. So quick yes or no in the chat, and then let us know how you got on. How did you get on, Charr?
I would love to keep going because I'm obsessed with this book. I've read 100 pages across all the sprints.
Nice.
I think it's good. What is that? About 2 hours we've been reading.
About, yeah.
I've got about 100 pages left. And I am going to keep reading tonight, but I do need to make sure I have a shower.
I was going to say, is that a good idea?
Yeah, I need to get ready for tomorrow. Because the wedding starts at 2. So I'd said to my sister's going to do my hair for me, that I would go to hers for about 12:30. But we have to be there between 1 and 1:30.
Oh, wow.
So I need to be at my sister's at about 11. And I need to have my makeup done and be in my dress.
That hopefully will turn up.
I have a dress.
Yeah.
I bought a really nice dress a while ago for the wedding, and then realised it was a summer wedding, and the forecast was 22 degrees for tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I bought this other dress, which it's the same dress, it's the same colour, it's the same pattern. It's just in a different style to be a bit more summery. But it hasn't quite arrived. But the weather has been crap all day, and I think it's meant to be a bit crap tomorrow.
Yeah, we've had weather warnings across the country for thunderstorms and rain tomorrow. So I just keep that in mind and maybe just double check.
We've still got sun forecast for us.
I was about to ask what book you're reading, then I've just read your thing. It's like, oh, wow.
Oh, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
I'm making a note of it to check it out. Yeah, I forgot it's the bank holiday because I've got some eBay payments that are due to come to me, and I was like, cool, I can buy some books over the weekend, and then bank holiday, so they won't come in now till Tuesday. Like, damn it, because I was going to get home going, and even though it didn't win the poll, I'm going to order the Kigali book as well, because like I said, I taught that to my year 9s, and of all the topics that I've taught, and again, for those new to the channel, I'm a secondary school teacher. I teach geography and history. And of all the topics that I've taught across both subjects, the Rwandan genocide was the one that I feel hit me and the kids the hardest, especially when it was like I was saying that happened in my lifetime. I think it was just out of yours because you're a few years younger than me, because it was in 1994.
Yeah, I was born in 94.
Yeah, whereas I was 3. So I don't have any memories of it, but I do remember in my early childhood, I remember the adults talking about it, and I remember the fallout of it. And I remember like what happened with Sierra Leone, like that was when I was about 10, that their civil war ended and things. So I was like, yeah, I want to get that book.
I think it's a bit too sad.
Yeah, I would recommend everyone watch Hotel Rwanda because it's based off the true story of Paul Rutaganda, and he basically took in loads of Tutsi refugees, and it is a very powerful film. At the end of the year, we said to the kids, right, here's all the films that you can choose from, and they all wanted to rewatch Hotel Rwanda, and that was like, for 13-year-olds, that was impressive.
I remember watching that. I think it was citizenship. It wasn't history or geography. And I just remember watching a bunch of films about Africa in citizenship. We definitely watched Hotel Rwanda. We definitely watched Blood Diamond.
Oh, I love
and
it.
Slumdog Millionaire, which is India, obviously. That's all I remember from my citizenship levels. That and the only sex education we had was about AIDS.
I remember we got given these little, they had, the boys went to one, like the sports hall, and the girls were in the main hall. And we got given these little packs that had like a booklet that described everything that happens. And like the girls were given like a tampon and a sanitary towel. We weren't told what they were for or how to use them. We were just given them and told, oh, the booklet will tell you. And the boys were given a condom. And I'm like, I feel like that's not right. The girls should have got that as well. Like, it's not.
I don't think they should separate people at all for those kind of
They
stuff.
shouldn't.
Guys need to know, as people with every single person with a uterus needs to know about periods. Every single person who knows a person with a uterus needs to know about periods. And just everyone needs to know about how everyone's bodies works.
Exactly. But then again, don't forget that was early 2000s. I think that was like 2001, 2002 that we were getting that. So no, I must have been a bit older, about 2003, 2004. So it was still like, yeah. Schools have come a long way in their sex education since. I will give them that.
Not here.
Right. Comments we've got. Sorry.
Not here.
My school was pretty good.
No.
My last school. Yes to another sprint. 100 pages in your book now. Going to be reading more. That's awesome. I got distracted again. That is the story of my life. And got to 75%. Sarah's bookish vlog also read 30 pages in that sprint. Awesome. Jess, 50 pages. I only have 83 pages left, but I have to go soon because I have an interview in about 40 minutes.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck. Hope all goes well. What are you interviewing for? Is it for a job or is it like uni or something? Let us know if you're still around. Got distracted too. It started to rain, so I had to go around and close all the windows.
This happened to me last night. I had the skylight in my attic bedroom open, and I heard the rain start, went around all downstairs and shut all the windows, and then when I went up later, realised that window was open and it was a puddle on the carpet.
Whoops.
Oops.
I was trying to sleep the other night and the rain was coming down so heavy it was hitting my blind because I had my window. We've got like they don't open outwards like that. It's one that it opens from the bottom. So normally, because the window's open, the rain just bounces off it and slides, goes down the slope. But no, it was raining so hard it was coming under the window and being blown into my blind and kept me awake. But we've not had much rain today, but I did have to rescue a bird from the greenhouse. It flew in through the little, I had the door open a bit and it flew in and then couldn't get itself back out.
Aww.
It's like, for God's sake, got it out eventually, but yes to another. You're just on the side of my desk while I work. Oh, awesome. Abigail, so good to hear a diverse curriculum. I feel like all I remember from school is Nazi Germany in the Second World War. Oh, don't get me wrong. We covered that very heavily. Like in the 3 years that they were at that high school, they covered Nazi Germany for about the entire last term of year 9. And then year 10 and 11, like if they did the GCSE, that's very heavy. So don't get me wrong. They do cover it. But my head of department did want to do more than just that, so that's why we covered a bit of like African history, and I taught a little bit about the Aztecs because that's one of my favorite subjects, but that was just like a 3-4 lesson at the end of the year. But I remember that at school as well, like we had to write an essay about why Hitler, like why he was actually good for the country, and talking about like what he did for Germany. And I was at first, I was like, I'm not writing that. I will not write that. But as an adult, I'm like, I can see why they asked us to do it, but I still didn't like it. But yeah, we covered World War II all the time. It's a work from home job. Awesome. I absolutely loved working from home. I hate not working from home.
I hate working from home.
That's so weird how people have opposite.
Yeah, I just don't get anything done if I'm working from home.
Whereas I think I struggle because it's like when I'm in the office, I get distracted by people walking past or the clicking of keyboards and things. And even with my headphones in, I can't. Whereas when I'm at home, I can just shut myself in my office and it's quiet. And now that I've got the candle business as well, and I'm trying to do my own business, I love it because I just get to work on my own schedule. And if I need a day off, I can take a day off. So,
right, I am going to have to bounce because I need to go and get ready.
Yep.
But thank you for hosting the sprint and for having me. I've had a lot of fun.
Yes, thank you for coming. And I hope you have a really lovely day tomorrow.
I'm sure I will. I haven't been to a wedding in about 7 years.
Oh, wow.
I'm so excited for it.
Yeah, you're going to have lots of fun. You have to let me know, like, not tomorrow because I imagine you'll be busy, but let me know on what day are we in?
Yeah.
Sunday? What day is it tomorrow?
Tomorrow's Saturday.
Saturday, yeah. So Sunday, let me know how it goes.
I will.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. Have fun with the rest of your sprints.
Will do. Speak to you soon.
Bye.
Bye. Cool. So, yeah, Vanessa. So sending all the good vibes. Okay, I am gonna, like I said, I will do one more because I did forget to let you all know, and I know a couple of people joined during that sprint, so I don't like. It's awful when you join a sprint and realise at the end of the sprint that was the final one. So I will do the bonus one for everyone. And yeah, I'm probably going to read for a bit. I'm also going to watch The Boys because I'm on episode 2. So I'm probably going to watch a little bit of that. And I had an order come through, so I need to pack that tomorrow. So I need to do a plan for that. So yeah, if you haven't yet commented or you've joined us during sprints and haven't let us know yet, let us know what you're reading. I'm currently on page 149 of Loveless by Alice Oseman, and I am very much relating to this character. With certain things I don't relate, but there are certain things that I do relate very heavily to, and is starting to make me consider if I sit somewhere on the ACE spectrum. Like, it's definitely given me a lot of food for thought. And if you have read this book, let me know. Let me know what you thought of it. But Alice is going to Yalk, and I'm going to Yalk this year as well. So I really wanted to get this read because if I continue to love it as much as I am now on this little page here, where there's this space, I'm going to get her to sign it, hopefully. So I'm very excited for that. And yeah, we're going to get on to the final sprint. Also, it's gone dark, so the lighting in my house has gone really rubbish. So yeah, as I said, if you haven't yet, let us know what you're reading, or let me know because Char's gone. And I am going to bring the timer up, and we are going to start the next sprint just as soon as I remember to put the banner up. And we've got page 106 of Murder Your Darlings by J.J. Murphy. Awesome. Right, so this is the final sprint. And I will see you guys back here in 30 minutes, so 10 o'clock my time. And I'll see you in 30 minutes. Enjoy what you're reading and happy reading. Okay, so that was a slightly interesting sprint there, because I forgot that I was streaming the window, not just the tab for the counter. So as a few of you pointed out, you could see my screen. But honestly, my first reaction was, oh my God, how mortifying. But then I was like, I'm actually very open about my sexuality and my preferences, so I'm not actually that bothered. But basically, in this book, it taught the character, because she is very disgusted by the idea of sex, and she's like, even the idea of kissing someone just fills her with dread. And she's researching and comes across the Kinsey scale test, which is a test about like a scale of sexuality. And I thought, oh, that'd be interesting. Let's find out. So obviously you guys that noticed, so you could see my test as I was doing it. And I'm not overly surprised. I thought it was either going to come out as bi or homosexual, and it did come out as bi, which I'm not overly surprised. But then I discovered that the same website has an asexuality test. And it was while I was doing that I realized I was sharing my screen and was like, oops. But on that scale, and I'm not surprised again by this, it came back that I score quite highly. And that's always been the thing with me, is like, obviously I'm not going to go too into details. I will just say that I'm very attracted to the idea of relationships and romance and sex and all of that. But when it actually comes to it, I just kind of have been very underwhelmed. And it's like, I can go a year without doing anything and not be bothered, because I'm like, well, I could have sex, or I could just finish watching this TV show or finish reading this book. And it's never really been a priority for me. So for those of you that saw it, that's not a problem. And if you are someone who, like, I've been doing a lot of questioning about my sexuality lately. Part of the reason my relationship ended was over sexuality stuff. So yeah, if any of you are also sort of questioning or in a similar situation, feel free to reach out and we can be chaotic, crazy together and figure it all out together. But anyway, I did read another sort of 20 pages and it's starting to get really good, and I am nearly halfway through now. So my slump from May seems to finally be resolving itself. So just going to have a look through some comments. So there was a little bit of chat between me and Vanessa during that, when it was like, she said, didn't realize that such a test existed. I didn't either, but it's kind of nice to know that it's there, and it's kind of like helped a little bit, because it's like, although I think some of the phrasing of the questions is a bit weird for me. Like, I just think that could be a bit different. We're also about to get a very brief appearance of my uncle. He's going to come in for a sec, but I'll try and keep him off camera. Felt like we were doing magazine quizzes like silly teenagers. Yes and no, I agree with that. Like, yeah, it felt like those magazine quizzes, but I didn't feel like these felt like they actually had depth to them. And these are based off actual studies done by like research departments and stuff. So I feel like they actually had a bit more to them. And then we've got Alicat, I finished my book. Yay, well done. That's awesome. How did you find it? And do you do like star ratings, or do you not really rate books? But if you do, let us know what you thought and what you're planning on rating it. I've only come to realise my sexuality last year. However, for years my husband kept asking if I was gay. I would keep pointing out actresses who I thought were attractive. I thought I was just recognising their beauty and nothing more. That's how it started with me. And then I was watching RuPaul's Drag Race, and I was very, very confused, because I was like, why are these people so attractive in drag, and yet they do nothing for me out of drag? And my partner and I at the time would talk about it. And then I used to work at a company where my boss was out, proud, gay man. And he just turned around to me one time when we were talking about it, and I was saying how I felt watching RuPaul's Drag Race. And he went, "Well, you're bisexual." And I was like, "No, I'm not." And he went, "I'm telling you right now, you are, if not gay, you are at least bi." And I started to wonder. And then I started watching YouTube channels on here, like Jessica Kelgren Fozard and her wife Claudia. And there's been a couple of other channels, Hayley and Kendra, over on Instagram and TikTok. And there's another one that I only found about a week ago that I've been following. And again, I was kind of watching, and I found myself getting jealous and wanting that. And that kind of is what made me start questioning. So I'm still in that phase where I'm like, I haven't got a clue, but I'll get there. And what will be, will be. As I would think about it more, the more I came to understand there was a lot more to it. Yeah, I definitely feel that. And then Ali, it wasn't my favourite, but it was all right. It had some good parts to it and other parts I wasn't a fan of. I rated it a 3 on Goodreads, about 3/3.5. It's not bad. Like for me, on my rating systems, 3 just means I enjoyed it, but it wasn't like amazing. It was a fun, light, easy read. So awesome. I'm glad that it wasn't sucky though. Okay, so that was the final sprint, and I do need to start winding down a little bit and going to bed soon. So thank you guys so much for joining in. As I said earlier, I'm hoping to maybe come on again tomorrow. Not entirely sure yet, but I will put my links to Twitter and stuff in my description in a bit. So if you head on over, I'm K-Beth Bookish on everything. So if you head on over to Twitter, and I'll let you know tomorrow if I am planning on going live. I'm doing a few more. Otherwise, it'll be next week. I do try to come on a Wednesday and do like some midweek slump sprints. So keep an eye out for those. But thank you guys so much for joining in. And thanks to tonight's sprints, I've actually had a few of you subscribe, and I've now hit 360 subscribers. So thank you guys so much. Hopefully I can my hope is to hit 500 by the end of the year. Like I did originally want to go for 1,000, but I think that's a bit out of reach, but I do want to get to 500 by the end of the year. So thank you guys so much. Have fun. Thank you for the sprints. You're absolutely welcome. And thank you for tuning in, and I hope to see you again on another one. And I will head over there right now, and I will accept that friend request. So thank you very, very much. I'm going to head off now because I'm starting to slump really badly and I'm struggling to think of what to say. You're very welcome. Thank you so much for coming. And I will see you guys on the next sprints. I hope you have a lovely evening, afternoon, morning, wherever it is in the world that you are. And until next time, happy reading. Bye.